Hey folks, and welcome to some post-commentary. The footage you're about to see is old. It was recorded in 2021, it's only being released now in 2025. It doesn't necessarily represent me as a person or as a YouTuber anymore. Some of it might, some of it mightn't. I just ask for your forbearance for any rough patches you may find. I found a few in my checking of it, and I've excised them, but there's so much footage to check through that I wouldn't be able to get it all. So some will doubtlessly have slipped past. So just hope for your tolerance and your understanding. Till next time, folks, I do hope you've enjoyed. I'll let Pass Me take over. You'll be hearing from me again. There's plenty of this footage. Hello, folks, and welcome back to EVE Online. Let us do a little bit more ratting, yeah? I'm just in the mood to do some ratting here in Tosaka. Sundar? I can never remember how to say that blasted word. Actually, let's head to the Delve campus first. I need to get some more drones. I took too many losses. Two of... I could justify it. Just edited a thing there on Discord. Looking to get stuff moved down. I suppose I could buy these prematurely. Make sure I get them. Tree. Feel wrong buying full stacks of them. And for you, acolytes. And we have none here. Okay, fine. My wallet cries. Having some issue with my planetary industry, it runs out of supplies very easily. Because it's going into 2 on either side, well, 2 for each, these just aren't producing enough, especially as they get later on in their cycle. Early on, it's fine, but after a certain point, it no longer is. What I really need to do is to get the final tier upgrade, so I can, that's odd. What I need to do, let's hope it's a good thing, is either get upgrades so I'm better at scanning, or, well, that would be good, obviously, or get the power center, the command center upgrades. That way I can just put down more drills. It compensates either way.
Docking request accepted.
Sadly, someone's still carrier ratting here. I think it's gone up ever so slightly. Someone was saying it was 82% earlier. Drop you. Drop you. Ooh, I lost the Fairview Acolyte 2s. Wow, I can actually still hold more. Alright, fine. We'll hold on to these. Jesus hell. Hell for bad Jesuses. Okay, yeah, that's enough. Okay. There's this here, which I do want to get. One, two, three, four. Okay. Yes. Targeting. Getting these will be very handy. Honestly wish you weren't a mid-tier slot. Is there bonuses I could get here in this? Yeah. There's basically I want to fit a sensor booster will be handy to fit to the ship, but I can't justify it because that would mean I would have to take stuff off of my medium slots. Medium slots are filled with capacitors and whatnot. I was hoping there was something here that would answer that, but there really isn't. Best thing here is this, but I'm taking off the lone turret here anyway. So it's not going to be that much for bonus. Even I actually took it off. Well, I want to slap on salvagers anyway. Fuck. Drop you. Put you on. Drop you. Drop you. But that's too much. Alright. I'd actually bought the wrong ones. I'd bought two of these before, thinking there were two of these, and I had to sell them back, and it was a whole mess. I think I ended up selling them for a slight loss. But if I do this, then I can justify getting a medium drone upgrade in regards to durability. I could instead go for speed. Drone velocity bonus 15%, afterburner and micro warp drive maximum velocity bonus 20%. So yeah, the drones will go markedly faster, which will be great for my heavy drones because they're slow as shit. But I'm kind of inclined towards just straight up durability. So I can slap that on, and then I can switch to medium. Sensor booster. Boom. Boom, bam. What's the issue? Fuck you. Huh, weird. Ah, okay, the enduring... No, the compact is using less capacitor, but otherwise these two are the same. Shit, seriously? These don't need that. They don't need titanium. I can make them with the shit I get down here. Mostly. I swear I got Noxium down here. It's bottom. This doesn't exist any longer. And I would question if that does. But I swear I got Noxium down here. Maybe just from salvaging things. No, seemingly not. Still, even if I am just salvaging things for it, it's not gonna cost much. See? Nothing at all. So I can make this entirely with what I get down here. Be entirely self-sufficient. Jesus. Originally used by the adolescent hacker group, the Vandalion Collective, to alter high-tech security firmware. These script packs contain intricate code which modify the inherent behavior of certain modules by directing certain commands into the firmware. The applications of this technology was not lost on the major players, and the kids who invented it now had their own research divisions. The script can be loaded into a sensor booster or remote sensor booster module to increase the module's targeting range bonus at the expense of locking speed and sensor strength bonuses. So, yeah, I would like to get those. I should have gotten them when I was in Jeddah. I don't actually need on for it. This is groovy as it is. So, you know what? Market. Ooh, network sensor array? That's for capital. Ooh, you. Buy that. Oh. Speed. Fine, we're stuck as we are in that regard. Hmm? Oh, I already had to. Whoops. Hmm? Weird. I'm not getting the boost off it. What's it? Ah. I gotta manually activate it. That's why. Oh, and stick a salvager on this. If we get a dark blood, I will probably need to salvage it myself. So that also mean drop this. Drop it like it's hot, baby. Okay, my Ishtar is now a little sexier. It can rotate at 100 out, and the enemies will and still target enemies. Though I'll probably want to do it at like 70 at least initially. I want to get aggro, then I want them to just shoot at me and leave my drones kill them. I remember jumping to this and just finding tons of random drones. Like, as in hostile drones. It was weird. I'm just gonna say hi.
Warp drive active.
Intel channel. There's like 3 different ones. I suppose there's utility in like specializing them, but it's just... I know. I'm just like, I don't want... Gets me paranoid. Out. Out now. Out, damn spot.
Warp drive active.
Diamond rats, diamond rats, diamond rats. Diamond rats, diamond rats, diamond rats. Blood Raider skiff. Scary. Basically, they'll be out here mining the asteroid belts. and if they feel threatened by you, they'll call in basically the close to like there's some NPCs that try and mirror player behavior and tactics and whatnot. So they're actually end up viable tests for would-be PvP fleets. So quite scary. Maybe I warped to a different one. But anyway,
Warp drive active.
okay. While we're going in, I'm just jumping to 0 so I can drop the hub. Okay, ignore the cruisers. One of the battleships can try and Nosferatu me. Hunt for self. Jump. Destination.
Warp drive active.
Save location. 2 days. Ah. Warp within 70.
Warp drive active.
I remember hearing about. I never looked into it, but it was rumored. Supposed, stuff about the Nosferatu movie. That when that was made, it was considered to be a rip-off of Dracula, to the point where the courts actually found in that favor, and for the movies to be destroyed. Some escaped, and yeah. Insane. Well, it's like, I never knew that. Nosferatu was a thing. I didn't realize it was so poorly received. Okay. Cruisers and battleships. We'll lead with some infiltrators. Cruisers last. Nah, I'm not in comms at the mo. If you're curious. Just... I should be, really, but... Social anxiety. They're fine people, but it's just... crippling social anxiety. When I went to sign up, I'd kind of forgotten about it. I was just like, you know what, fuck this event. I'm gonna join a group and I'll get help there, and... so many were making such grand promises. I was thinking at least, one of the tests, one of the few corps I know of, they would probably, actually be able to fulfill theirs. Wow. That Pope just blitzed me. Pope Mobile there knows how to fight. Knows how to draw down. Probably kill the Pope next. The voter made such progress on the Archbishop. Yeah, the thing I don't have on right now is the armor that shifts and adjusts to what you're taking, the damage you're taking. I have that on the Vexer, not this. Probably for the best. I think that takes more capacitor. Kill the Pope. Death to the Pope-mobile. Seems it's got a glass jaw. Jesus. This is a handy gadget. Boost scan resolution boost my scan resolution, boost my targeting range, and my my strengths. Gravimetric, radar, magnetometric. Magnetometric. I would love having another one of these on, but not sure I could justify it. See, this has gone up to 2 skill bonuses. This is energized, that isn't. Thankfully, the heat wave is mostly over now. I'm mostly on the way out, it seems. Thankfully, it fucking kills me. I'm not great with heat. I'm not great with cold either. It makes my bones hurt, but I'm not great with heat. I'm like an old fucking man, but it does. Sadly, I'm a frail boy. You can kill them any moment now. Very nice. Finally. I don't even know we would have that ship either, but there's gonna be plenty more to go through. Like, Jesus Christ. Did I say? One, two, three, four. Feel tired, man. But yeah, it would go so much quicker if I could use the Praetors, but I wouldn't risk them here. The cruisers would likely turn on them. Any fucking day now. I wish I could contribute, but sadly I'm pretty much just the target dummy here. I think I could strip off one layer of protection and be groovy. Maybe two if I put on the armor adjustments. I've seen people with like a single armor repairer and just drone damage amplifiers. It's ridiculous, but apparently it's quite effective. It just seems too flimsy for me. I love the gif of two guys. It looks like Romance of Three Kingdoms characters. Just like one's pointing what looks like a gun at the other. Like that's the aesthetic they have, and the other has a spear pointed at him. And they just both start laughing. They both just start laughing and like playfully, like they like gently like knock the other to the ground, and you know there's some gentle like half-assed like I'm gonna pounce on you. They're just like dying with the laughter. I know someone just posted that gif there, and it's hysterical. I want to play that game. It seems fun. Oh, shite. Fine. Turn to drone bay. Look at my ship. Launch. Launch. Engage. Jesus Christ. Oh, I should have actually seen if they had faction of these. I don't know why I didn't check. They didn't, so it didn't matter anyway. Kill that. Oh, already targeting. Targeting it. English. Sweet Jesus. Sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, my thing went down like the moment I out-tabbed. It got in. Oh, folks, and welcome to a bit of post-commentary. In the last set, I was having difficulties thinking, well, I did notice the commentary had faltered. So I guess I started like, hey, I'll talk about this, I'll talk about that. Now looking back, it's like, nah, not happy with that. But here's the issue. This sub-session goes on for 40 minutes. And so now I have the choice of listening to 40 minutes of me talking, 40 odd minutes of me talking, or just excising it and then talking anew. I'm talking anew. 40 minutes of talking is more palatable than 40 minutes of listening to me talk. So, it's an easy choice. One thing I did while I was flicking along there, I did hear, I remember I was talking about Goodnight, Mr. Tom. It was a book that we had to read in school back during junior cert. It's for those who haven't read it, which I'm sure there's probably plenty of people out there who haven't. It's set during World War II and follows the wife of a young British boy, English boy. What is the difference? A young boy in England during the Blitz. They're moved from the city to the countryside, something that did happen within history, and it just doesn't seem like he had a choice in it, but he's taken in by a curmudgeonly old widower. As far as I remember, his wife and maybe child had passed, and he was rather embittered at this point. But he takes in the kid, and as the book goes on, you see more and more that William, as far as I remember was his name, I remember something about Willie as a nickname, William was abused. And you see him come on in himself and do better, but at a certain particular point in the story, well, you get it very clearly confirmed. You meet his mother. She's a psychotic. I probably shouldn't spoil things on you, but I'll spoil this one thing. If you want to hear it, mute me for a sec. She's a terrible, terrible person. Utterly, hysterically dreadful. But in the end, she ends up killing herself. This is after her attempt to murder the main guy and her new child. She locks them in a closet together and then leaves, maybe straight off to hang herself. It's only because the old man follows him to London and tracks him the fuck down does the kid survive. The baby did not. The kid did, but he's traumatized for a variety of reasons, including survivor's guilt over the fact he couldn't save the kid. But he gets over it when he sees a woman breastfeeding. He realizes, ah, shit, I didn't even have the right organs to save it. You know, it, its life was completely out of my hands. But yeah, the mom commits suicide. She was found dead, I think, at a lighthouse. Remember a teacher asking, like, "Oh, Philip, you finished the book. What did you think of it?" "Oh, I liked the ending." "Oh, but this one character died." Another character died in the story, and the character was likable, yeah, but the mom died, and so I was like, "Yeah, that's a good ending." The teacher did not know how to react to that. She was an utterly terrible fucking person. How could I not cheer for an ending where she's swinging at the end? Like, it was a little bittersweet with the other characters passing, but things are overall working out, you know? It was overall a positive end, including her swinging. So, who am I to complain? But, the teacher didn't say anything after that. The conversation just seemed to die, and I went back to doing what I was doing. Uh, I just said it very bluntly. I didn't even think about it. It was just like, eh. I'd never, but it was just literally, but so and so died. It's like, yeah, but so did the mom. And that was it. And before you ask, no, me and mom, we get on fine. I've done plenty of collabs here with her. You know, we get on grand. We have a good dynamic. It just simply, I just hated the shit out of that mom. She bet the, she bet him for no reason. Bet him because she was, again, a psychotic, and then tries to murder him. You know, why wouldn't I cheer for her passing? Like, she was not a good person. Be honest, her going out on her own terms is almost a tragedy. Well, I suppose at least she's dead, but still. But, but yeah, the mom was just a terrible, terrible person, so, you know, she didn't get away with it, you know? She's dead. So, how could I not cheer for that? But, yeah, that was something I did end up bringing up in the original record of that. But it's like the only thing I remember. I just like was flicking through to try and find this one thing I wanted to get rid of. But then it was just like, fuck it, it's somewhere in here. But there could be more than one iteration of it, you know? I may talk about it on a few occasions, dotted throughout the 40 minutes, and it's a whole pain in the ass to find. I'll just do post commentary. And I'll stick in some music here. Awaken, my child, and embrace the birthright that. I could put that on right now. I could put that on right now. I shouldn't, but I could. Uh, actually, I could put on EVE Online music. Hmm. This is being pissy. There we go. But yeah, I would suggest reading Goodnight, Mr. Tom if you wanted to. Again, as far as I remember, it's a book aimed for teens, so don't expect too much. But it's a charming story. It's not sure what that ping was about. Concerning. But it's a charming story about a young boy during World War II overcoming abuse, about a curmudgeonly old widower getting to have a family again. And basically just two people healing. And it's a sweet story. It is. Might have had to go through the wrong earpiece there. Like the speakers instead of the earpiece? I have no idea. Regardless, it's playing right now, and I'm not redoing this. Part of me's thinking choosing to do this now was a poor choice, but I kind of just want to get the EVE Online footage here done. As I'm actually just done with this saliva of EVE Online. There's a sub-session that I can just stick in once this is done. And then we're on to FF14. This is footage I've recorded so long back, I vaguely remember it. But we have... obviously this means nothing, because I could record for 10 minutes and call it a session. But there's 14 up to 24 in EVE Online. Then it'll be back for like a minute look at Zappy here. And then we'll be back for 3 more sessions of FF14 before jumping back to EVE Online. Then FF14, then EVE Online. And they're bouncing between the two. That might be the end of it. 53. I'm not sure. Need to check in the folder because I don't think everything's been dragged over here into DaVinci. But yeah, I'm going to be bouncing between between EVE Online and FF14 for a while. Eventually, I'll drop EVE Online and I'll start playing more FF14, but also start bouncing between it and RuneScape, old school RuneScape. I remember the first set I did of my return to old school RuneScape. Oh, that was a botch. Start doing a new quest, but in one chunk of the session, the bit that I found really enjoyable and fun, I have no mic. Next bit, I have no footage. It was a complete shit show, and because you only get one chance of recording it, I have to go with it. It's the issue of an MMO. If you want to do a thing again, you have to. If you want to do a thing again, you have to start a new character. Sorry, I thought I heard barking in the background. I was just like, the fuck? Like, we have a dog downstairs, but I know she's not been very vocal as of late. To be honest, I don't think she was ever really that vocal. Unless, like, she used to be very worked up, and if the cats came into the room with her, she would start barking. But eventually she did calm down, and she only tends to get vocal when she wants her food. So, and it didn't sound like her. So I was completely baffled about, what the hell that was. And it's not the neighbors, they've moved out. They also don't have a dog. They have cats that they've left. All of my hate. They got a mama cat, and she got pregnant pretty much straight away. And she had some kittens. And then they left her out pretty much straight away. And the moment she could, she was pregnant again. She could be pregnant, she was pregnant. And she had another litter of them. And she may be pregnant again, and one of those kittens may also be pregnant. Like, for fuck's sake, to get into the house, one of the cats had to get onto the 2-story building, get onto the satellite dish, climb over to the window and in, to actually get into the house. Like, they, like, even, like, they would just, at night, they'd just throw the cat outside. It's cold, it's storming. Cat's outside. Meanwhile, in here, we're doing home-cooked meals for Pippa for the last 3, 4 years. Chicken and rice. It's all she'll eat, and she'll barely eat the rice. She just loves meat. And, like, it doesn't matter if it's meaty kibble. She won't eat it. She may like it for a little bit, but then she'll go off it, or her stomach will disagree with it. So all she'll reliably go for is chicken. She may have some rice too, but all she'll reliably go for is chicken. And so for the last 3 years, maybe 4, let's say 3, pretty much every day she's had a cooked meal. Some days she would actually eat the kibble. She would actually love it, and it's like, yay, kibble, and she'll eat that. And so we're like, well, she had dinner. She didn't get the cooked one today. But then the next day she won't eat the kibble, she won't look at it, she'll demand chicken. And, well, we can't exactly leave the dog starve. So, chicken it is. We've tried it with a variety of stuff, and it may work, it may not work, and if it works, it may not work for long, so it won't work for long, so it's always back to chicken and rice. Look, our pets always live, like, to, at the very least, average, if not long. Like, our cat, Zen, I think is about 20. I think Mum was saying 20. She could be 18, but I think she's 20. Lily was... Fuck, I have no clue. I think Lily was about the same. Westy. Pip is 18, 19. Marles was 15 when he went. Jesse might have been about the same, if not a little older. Nero is 12, 13. He's also brain damaged. He got a kick in the head as a kitten before we rescued him. I think they're meant to be separated at 8 weeks, Mum was saying, from a mom. Like, that's the earliest they can be separated, and he was before that. And sometime when we got him, and sometime before that, he got a kick to the head. It was bad enough that it permanently damaged a muscle in his eye, so he can't properly use it. It doesn't contract right, and he has to use his like paw to measure distances, bob his head. But to be honest, I haven't seen him do that in a long while. Probably because he's gotten used to the layout of the house, that he's just instinctively knows the distance and how to do it. But yeah, he took a blow to the head, and given how young he was, softness of skull, while cats do mature sooner than a human babe does, I imagined the same principle would hold. If they get injured too early, the softness of the skull would, wouldn't exactly protect them from the blow. He's been a little bit odd. I refer to him as an idiot savant. He can be incredibly smart in some ways, but like, we've given him wet food before and he doesn't know how to eat it. Only recently did he actually properly eat wet food. Before, he would lick it and lick it and lick it, and then when the jelly's gone, he'd walk off. We gave him chicken fat before, and he just licked it and licked it till he got bored. He'd walk off, come back, start hitting it with his paw. Then when it would get stuck on his nails, as they're always out, he would just like spasm his paw and throw it off. It's like grossed out. But he's also a really cute cat. Like, Mom once got spooked by a spider. She's a bit of a arachnophobe. And she called out, "Oh, Nero, come save Granny." I'm not sure what spurred that on, but she calls this out, and he runs, and he sees the spider, and he hunts it. And he saves Granny. And like he'll like come in and watch shows with Mom. He he loves watching David Attenborough. He used to get up in the TV cabinet and like sit right in front of the screen, very interested in David Attenborough. He loves the garden guy. I can't remember what he's called on QVC. I can't remember his name, but he loves him. He would run in and sit down and watch him. You put on like the nature programs, like the like monkeys kept at the zoo. He loves them. He'll watch them. Um, he he used to love Marley, our big dog, and so whenever a big dog comes on screen, he's staring at them all goo-goo-eyed. He was like a Labrador, American breed, as far as I was looking it up, and Mum was saying like, "Oh, Marley looks like that breed," and it was the working dog breed, and it was like the American breed, basically. Marley never worked a day in his life. He never worked, but he was apparently a working breed lab, and he he got on well with Nero. Nero loved him. Despite Marley being a love bug, Nero would actually overwhelm him, as Marley wasn't used to getting that love back. He would love on others, and others would accept it, and that'd be that. Maybe give a little back, but Nero will be like up on him, pucking and rubbing off and biting him, and Mario will be just looking at Mom. It's just like he's at it again. Mom may phrase it slightly different, like the expression, but it was something like that. And Nero just loved him. Towards the end, like Marley's legs couldn't work, so he wasn't able to stand up to even use the puppy pad, the incontinency pads we had on the ground for the dogs. So he ended up piddling on the bed. When Marley went off to the vet, um, I'm not sure if it was like when we got him up and got him out to the car, or was it when he didn't come back? But we found Nero curled up on that piddle. Um, and like when we moved, we took the cover off the bed and we moved it. Nero would keep just staring to where the bed used to be. Pippa did it as well for a time. Um, Lily didn't. Lily just fecked off in her own bed. She didn't care. She liked Marley, but she was kind of dementiated for a while, so I'm not sure if she noticed. But he would just stare at like in the where Marley's bed used to be, and on the box of pads was a lab. So Mom caught him staring at the pad box before. Um, so yeah, like he can be a complete idiot, but he can also show surprising you know mental ability. It seems like less than just making him dumber and that was it. It's like you can show him a show on your phone on the PC, and most of the other dogs we have or cats will ignore it. They'll look the other way, and on occasion he has too, but he'll typically sit there and watch it, maybe even multiple times. Like he loves videos with animals. Um, he like any big dog, he'll stare at Goo eyes. He doesn't care for the small dogs, unless it's a Westie, and then he'll be interested. Lily, she was a Westie. So when he sees a Westie, he thinks of her, and he's a very sweet cat. Very sweet cat. But yeah, he'll when Mum's playing Witcher, he'll come in and sit down and watch it for a while. He may sit there for like 20 minutes watching it. Like he's Mum's little gaming buddy. We joke, and you can chat with him. Like, and he's very vocal as a cat. He like meows and talks back to you. He doesn't purr much, and he doesn't purr loudly when he does. But he loves chattering with you. He can be very sweet. We had he's my cat, but he's really taken to Mum. I had a cat before Caesar. Um, a poor choice on our part. I don't remember why we did it, but we used to leave Zen out. Like, she'd want to go out for, morning constitution, uh, uh, or however that phrase goes. And so we'd leave her outside, and Caesar went with her, and he ended up getting hit by a car. Zen found him, and Mum found her trying to resuscitate him. It gutted her seeing her kitten die. He was the last of her second litter. The first, our vet believes, our vet at the time believed that she had a first litter, and they got killed by a dog before we got her. And so the second litter, two were weak in it, and she coup de grace them, and we gave away all but one of them, Caesar. And then he passed. The sweet note to it is that I was pretty young at the time, early secondary school. Zen took to me. I was her kitten now. She was following me around the whole time, just dogging my steps. When I was in third year, I was doing the junior cert, and so I went from home to school. I was walking over. I think I went back home for lunch, and I turn around and I look, and there's Zen strutting after me, looking pissed, like she's gonna like rip the school apart. I have to walk home and like get her inside, and then double back to go to school. Even now, I think she still like looks upon me like I'm her kitten, you know. But yeah, poor old Caesar. He's a cute cat. Bit of a devil, but he's a cutie. There was another one we had, Meowgie. Um, he was a sweet cat too. We've been lucky with our pets all in all, but this may be my nan running her mouth. But I have an image of tomcats not being nice. I think that's probably just my nan running her mouth. She had a penchant, she had a tendency for that. Um, but our tomcats have all been slobs, all been pets. Um, like Zen's feistier than a lot of them. And Smokey even more so. Smokey was my grandmother's cat. She was 28. And she was probably fit to go for longer. Zen is suffering the effects of age, and she's only 20. Smokey was just starting. Like you could see age according to mom. You could only see she was 20. According to mom, Smokey at 28 was only starting to show the signs of age affecting her. Like Smokey didn't have a tooth in her head; they'd all long since gone. But she wouldn't eat anything but the kibble. She was crunching the kibble with her gums. But yeah, a mad woman. I always thought she lived nearby, but she didn't. Her father lived nearby, and he was a lonely old man who got Meals on Wheels. And he would give some of his Meals on Wheels to the cats that came by, because he got some company off them. And the woman took issue with this. And she apparently was on the phone with mom talking to her, and she starts apparently madly gesturing to a bag of cat food in her home, expecting mom to see it. So, like I said, mad woman. But she traps all her cats, including Smokey, and has them all put down. Each and every one of them. Mum was coming down here every day, and giving them food, giving them water, bringing them to the vets. She had them all neutered, anyone that wasn't already neutered. we weren't living here at the time. The place had kind of this was my great grandmother's house, and after she passed, no one moved in. It had kind of been like left here. So it wasn't until I was in late primary school before we started fixing it up, you know. But mom didn't didn't abandon the cats. She came down here and took care of them as best she could. You know, they were getting good care. But because that woman didn't like her lonely father, you know, paying the cats for their company with a bit of his Meals on Wheels, she killed them. If you're looking for a happy end to the story, you'll get one. She died of cancer. Not rough enough, in my opinion, but at least she suffered. It wasn't turbo mega cancer, so I'm not fully satisfied, but it's something. Wasn't there a cancer in some manga? I think people were saying it was the Battle Angel Alita manga, where people get covered in like this like tumorous growth with eyes and a mouth and a little brain, and it can talk. And even if you excise it from one part of your body, let's say it's on your hand and you cut your hand off, it'll just regrow elsewhere. Again and again, covering your body, even on your brain. And the tumors kill you by overtaxing your system. Because these eyes, this mouth, the brain, all require maintenance. Like your own brain, like your own organs. And so it starts overtaxing your blood and, you know, your circulatory system and your oxygen, you know. So, and that's how it does you in, you know. I just remember seeing one bit of pictures, and I showed it to a friend, and he was like, "What? You know what? Is she covered in like mashed potatoes?" So yeah, woman didn't get afflicted with that, so I'm not fully satisfied, but it's something. And if you think I'm, you know, a bit, you know, harsh here, you should have heard me in the earlier videos, back in BFA and Evil Within 2, as I'm going through the marrow. In the BFA, I was in Zoldazar. I was very, I was very saucy in those videos. Said pretty much the same things, but I was much more hot-blooded about it. A bit more passionate. Here I'm just like, yeah, no, the bitch deserve, you know, the bitch deserves to suffer. Again, Smokey was 28 and fit, you know, fitting to go, you know, go further. She was a venerable old cat. Fiery as all hell. Even my great grandmother was kind of scared of her, honestly. She was she was just born like this. She was just this like feral yolk from the get-go. You couldn't pet her. You couldn't like. She was not a companion cat. She was give me food and it won't kill you kind of cat. Um, but yeah, she was a sturdy old girl. I think I got to see her once when I was a kid. I didn't think too much of it. I'm not sure if I realized who Smokey was or not. And then sometime thereafter, the mad bint trapped them and had them all put down. Might be how Pussler went. We had a black and white cat here, and he had a little black spot on his lip, so it was kind of like a Hitler stash. I called him Pussler. I'm still quite proud of that name. It was funny. I have to approve of a pun. I'm sorry. I'm obligated, contractually. But, yeah. Still taking a while to kill these people. Hope I'm getting a bit of a bounty for it. Suppose it's a moot point now, but yeah, money's money. The bounty modifier is kind of ridiculous. Or is it 83 or what? I can't quite tell. Oh, okay, no, that's fine. I thought it said 43 for a bit. I have a very small image of it, so yeah. We're nearly done, folks. Though I am gonna have to check the next sub session. Hopefully it's not too long. Hopefully it's just a sign off. Simply being, I remember when I was doing Factorio, I made a point in a sub session, and then I decided, you know, no, I don't want it in there, so I stopped it. Then I started next sub session, and I was like, you know what, no, that point was right, and I talked about it again. So then when I was editing, I found the first bit, I excised it, and I was like, yeah, no, get rid of it. And I stumbled on to the next bit. I didn't even realize it was there, because I hadn't marked it. So yeah. Something to be said for doing editing closer to when the thing is a thing, you know? Like, closer to when you did it, when you recorded it. Makes it, yeah, it's better. Sorry, I got distracted. Map Maker commented on one of my vids. StarCraft 2 Map Maker. I'll give him a shout out. Inner Desert. You can. He worked on. I think it. I'm presuming here. I don't know. He worked on Expansive Armaments, Infestation of Liberty, Critter Neutral Edition of Legacy of the Void, as well as their own version of Carrigan's Gone Roguelike, a expanded version of the one I've covered on the channel. You can find their work on the CCM, of which I have links to it in a number of my Modest StarCraft 2 videos. Not all of them, as some of them may not be. I may be lazy on some of them, but some of them may not be on the CCM. So, but yeah, they've been going through my Expansive Armaments series and commenting on them. So I just noticed one of them, and it's like, there's always a sense of terror when you know, a person comments on your video. You know, like, you know, rando, it's fine, it's okay, but the map maker themselves, or you know, the game maker, oh god, fuck. There's a certain like rush of oh god. Yeah. But I don't remember what I was saying. One sec. Ah, right. I was saying that it's better off to do editing closer to when the thing is a thing. Well, like closer to when you recorded it. When you made the video, because say if there is a particular thing to it, you might actually remember it. If you decide that, yeah, I want to edit that out, you may remember, oh yeah, I talked more about that later on. One issue is I do forget things kind of quickly. So since I decided the thing wasn't a problem, I wouldn't have remembered it to check it. You know, fair odds of, anyway. We're nearly done, actually, given the delayed starts to the editor that I've done here. I start recording, and then I switch over to Resolve, and then start the video playing. I may actually already be done. You may just be seeing black screen right now. I'll get with the signing off. If you're not hearing Anne for a little bit, it will only be a moment anyway. So, I hope you enjoyed this little talk about pets for some reason. I don't know why. It was talking about Goodnight Mr. Tom, and then the animals. I don't know, I just decided to start gasbagging about them. Hey look, it's 2 a.m. and I'm tired. I don't know what I'm doing either. I say that about myself a lot, and at any time of the day. So, really 2 a.m. is kind of irrelevant. But I hope you've enjoyed, folks. And there's going to be a little bit more to EVE Online. One more subsession of unknown length. I can actually tell you right now how long it's going to be. Oh, 7 minutes, 37 seconds. Could just be a sign off. I'll have to listen to it to be sure. 7 minutes, 37 seconds. Oh, out of footage here. And then we're done with EVE Online for the time being. Then we're on to FF14. They'll be starting up tomorrow. And that will be carrying us for quite a while. I can tell you how much that will be carrying us for, if you give me a moment. "32 hours, 30 minutes, 49 seconds. Presumably I don't have to actually excise anything. If I do, then it's going to be a little lower. But then we're back to EVE Online, then FF14, then EVE Online. I don't have any more of my MMO videos here. It drops into other recordings. Batman Arkham Asylum and Demon Souls New Game Plus 1, which I recorded very much long after either of these. So I recorded that in 2024, early 2024. So it's presumably just the rest of my MMO videos are presumably just on another drive. I'm actually looking at getting a 20 terabyte hard drive, external. I need to replace one of my drives as it makes weird sounds. But if I got that, then I would have a hell of a lot more storage to play with. Because I've stopped deleting my old footage. I used to do it to save space. I only had like a terabyte to work with originally. I've then started expanding it, but that idea never changed. Like, okay, I'm done with this footage. I delete it. I move on. Then I started saving them. I have a ton of footage saved at this point. Oh, many hours of footage. But it builds up. It ends up being a lot to hold on to. So I have to keep buying newer drives, and then the drives can start failing and stuff gets damaged. It's tedious. A bit of the Demon Souls footage actually did get damaged when that happened, along with some other things. I was able to salvage some stuff, but not others. And then other things are just getting randomly corrupted. No idea what that's about. Lost 52 minutes at Dark Souls 3. Who knows about anything else? I know one of my FF14 vids here, it's after going a little wonky. Its date is after being changed for some reason of when it was made. It was jumped up to some much more recent date. I have no idea what that's about, but a few vids have been like this, and that Dark Souls 3 is also like this, but with the added factor of being further corrupted. No idea what it's about. But anyway, I'm going to stop here, and I'll check the next subsession, and I'll call the editing here for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed. Hey. Further post-commentary. Ooh, I could get the music playing again. Okay, we're gonna go without music here, folks. Past me mentioned something about 10 mil in bounties or loot. I probably bounty. It's weird I don't make 10 mil. I'm just like thinking back on this. It's like I never made much money off this, except that one time, which hasn't happened yet. That much money off ratting. It's more of a thing I liked doing, but it wasn't too profitable. Probably because I wasn't doing it right or in the right places. But yeah, just doing a bit more post-commentary. It's easier than listening through a thing and having to listen to myself as much as I am. And it's better than just cutting the audio and moving on. Have a cup of coffee. It's the next day after I recorded a previous bit of post commentary. Just having breakfast. At 6 minutes to 2. Got a ton of FF14 to go through. I hope you enjoyed, folks. Sadly, after a certain point, I won't be doing any more FF14. There is much greater translation issues to it than I realized. Like, Hoshfon's characters completely changed. They... Like, basically our character has two bonuses. One from Heidelin, one not from Heidelin. They roll it into the same thing. Even though there's plenty of individuals with Transcendence that are not tied in with Heidelin. The enemies we're fighting are not tied in with Heidelin, and they have this benefit of Transcendence. So it's terribly mistranslated, apparently, if I'm to believe a guy. I suppose that's the issue. Do I believe Darren? Do I believe double perfect KO, double critical KO? I can't remember. I think it's double perfect. Do I believe double perfect KO? Or do I believe the professional translators? I believe double perfect. Because the professional translators, one, outright admitted they don't speak Japanese, but you still need to view them as the authority on translating Japanese. Apparently, anyway. It's been a while since I've seen it. I can't remember if I actually confirmed they said it or not, or was someone just being fanciful with it. But, yeah. Also, I was saying that there's going to be like another 7 minutes to the footage. You're already after seeing a fair chunk of it. Because I decided, it's like, here, I'll snip out this bit of audio, and then I'll do a ripple delete to pull things back. And I'll debate on the rest of the audio after this point. Then I decided to just do post commentary for it instead. So you're not going to get, just like a minute left here, folks. Minute 20. But yeah. But yeah, it's apparently quite well mistranslated. Then they had implying. You remember Moonbrita? There's, or actually no, I'm not sure where I am in the recordings here. Actually, you might. No, you must have. You should have met her. But anyway, just get it called Moonbrita, and tragedy happens, and there's a little character modeled after her, a pet, and they imply that it's anatomically correct, and the other guy who made it had his way with it before giving it to you. None of this was said in the original. They then retranslate the thing and correct it, except it's still wrong. Yeah. It's fucking obnoxious. But yeah, I'm just kind of calling it abruptly here for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so they just... It's cripplingly mistranslated. I don't know if anything I've played through is even what actually happened in-game, you know? So, I can't bring myself to go back to play FF14 if they're mistranslating things this much, you know? So, well, I'm planning on going back to FF14, killing Ravana, which is coming up soon, actually, and then calling it quits. Because Ravana has a nice theme song, and I want to sing along to it. Beyond that, I'm done with it. So, I want to play FF14. I don't want to play someone's butchering of FF14. Accuracy counts. So, I'm going to stop here. Till next time.